उमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Till now we had sufficiently heard all the dramatic occurrences at the sacrificial arena of Prajapati Daksha, which concluded by Veerabhadra chopping off the head of Daksha and offering it in the sacrificial fire, and the entire arena was set on fire, and they departed from there. After this incident, all the demigods along with all the priests who were involved in conducting the sacrifice, they were all nicely beaten. One of them, his eyes was taken out, they were knocked off, mustache torn, like that many things we heard, and they're all limbs being severely injured. All the devatas and the priests, they went towards Lord Brahma and explained all the things what had happened in the sacrificial arena. Lord Brahma patiently heard all the details which the devatas presented in front of him, and it is said here in the Bhagavatam that Lord Brahma knew earlier that these occurrences would happen. He was very clear. Why? Because such a great personality like Lord Shiva is offended in such manner, definitely Daksha, he will have to face the result. So Brahma knew such occurrences would happen. So Lord Brahma and the Supreme Lord Narayana, they did not participate in the sacrifice. So now Lord Brahma is instructing all the devatas. What are his instructions? So here, this verse is a very important one. Why? Because here we see the stress given on what happens to a person who is an offender at the lotus feet of great devotees. And there is one secret also mentioned here. If at all a person commits an offense of such high caliber, what is the way out? Is there any way to get rid of it, come out of it? The Bhagavatam says, yes, there is a way. So this verse gives us hope to all of us that there is no requirement of being hopeless in spiritual life. Whatever to whatever extent an offense may be committed, still a devotee can be hopeful, provided he does one thing, one specific thing. And what is that? That's what we are finding in today's verse. Athapi yuyam kritakilvisha bhavam. Lord Brahma is addressing all the devatas and the brahmanas assembled there. He is telling, yuyam, all of you, what have you done? Kritakilvisha bhavam. You have committed a very great offense. What offense have the devatas committed here? Let us see. We know Daksha, he committed a very great offense. If we recollect maybe 5 points, we can tell how. In the beginning, he cursed Lord Shiva. He spoke very much negatively about Lord Shiva in the assembly, just because he perceived that Lord Shiva did not pay him respect. And then Daksha stopped inviting Lord Shiva for the sacrifice. So that's also an offense. Lord Shiva is such a great personality and he was supposed to be invited. But Daksha stopped inviting him. And he did not stop there. He made an announcement, or he instructed the priests not to offer oblations to Lord Shiva, not to give him the sacrificial share to Lord Shiva. So this is also a very great offense. And finally, it culminated in when Lord Shiva's wife, Mother Sati, she came to Daksha's sacrificial arena to somehow set the matter right. But Daksha neglected her. Neglected her to such an extent that he did not even prohibit her from her giving up her life, committing suicide in his presence, his own daughter. He did not restrict her, tried to stop her. So, as a culmination of this, Veerabhadra came and settled the matter. This is about Daksha. Now, Lord Brahma is addressing the Devatas. Already Daksha is now dead and gone. His head is chopped off and thrown in the sacrificial fire. Now, Lord Brahma is addressing the Devatas and telling, you are all Krita Kilvisha. Kilvisha means sins, Papa. Krita Kilvisha, you have committed sins. What sins have the Devatas committed, or the Brahmanas they have committed? Yes, they have participated in a sacrifice where such a great Mahatma, Lord Shiva, has been offended. They have all participated there on the invitation of Daksha, who has offended such a great personality. Then, that means they have supported Daksha. They are on the party of Daksha. And then the Devatas have taken their sacrificial share without giving what was due to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the Deva or whatever, the greatest of the Devatas. He is above all the other Devatas. But still, Lord Shiva's share was not given, and all the other Devatas, they have taken their shares. So this is also considered to be an offense. So like that, all put together, they have participated there, supported that sacrifice wherein the sacrificial share was not given to Lord Shiva, and they have supported Daksha. So you are all Krita Kilvisha. This is the conclusion of Lord Brahma. You are also sinful, part of the sin, and you have sufficiently faced the result. Athapi yoyam krita kilvisha bhavam. You have also committed offense against Bhava or Lord Shiva. Ye barhisho bhaga bhajam paraduhu. In this sacrifice, barhisha means referring to the sacrifice. Bhaga bhajam. Lord Shiva is entitled to get a share of all the sacrifices. Though he is entitled, paraduhu, you have excluded, you have not given his share. So that's done by you. All the referring to the Brahmanas, priests, all the other devatas who have partaken their share without giving it to Lord Shiva. So this is the mistake what you have done. This is the conclusion of Lord Brahma. But still Brahma did not stop here. He, out of his compassion, is suggesting a rectification method. So now you have done all this mistake, such a great offense you have done against Lord Shiva committed. Now what should be done? Lord Brahma says, prasadayadvam parishuddha chetasa. With purified mind or mind without any reservation, parishuddha chetasa, prasadayadvam. You try to please Lord Shiva. You try to satisfy Lord Shiva. How and why? Kshipra prasadam pragrihitangri padmam. Lord Shiva, two characteristics of Lord Shiva is stated in this line. What is that? One is Lord Shiva is Kshipra prasadam. Lord Shiva, he becomes pleased very quickly, very easily. Kshipra means very quick. We have heard in Bhagavad Gita Krishna telling, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Very quickly he will become a dharmatma who is engaged in loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So likewise Brahma is telling here, Kshipra prasadam. Lord Shiva, he becomes very pleased very quickly. And then pragrihita angri padmam. Pragrihita angri padmam. Those who have fallen down at his lotus feet. You just surrender unto him, fall at his feet and beg for forgiveness, whatever. With that act of surrender, Lord Shiva becomes very easily and very quickly pleased. So this is what Lord Brahma is telling. You have excluded Lord Shiva from taking part in the sacrificial results, and therefore you are all offenders at his lotus feet. Still, if you go without mental reservations and surrender unto him and fall down at his lotus feet, he will be very pleased. So here, Lord Brahma knows the mind of Lord Shiva, the characteristics of Lord Shiva. So he is suggesting, do this and become relieved of all the sins what you have committed. So it's a very, very instructive verse. So as I told you, this verse contains the intensity, how much careful we should be, how much serious is an offense committed against a very great personality, a very great devotee like Lord Shiva. And the second thing is that even though an offense is committed, the solution is given here. Just fall at his feet and beg for forgiveness. Lord Shiva is very he becomes pleased very quickly. Prabhupada says in the purport, Lord Shiva is also known as Ashutosha. Ashutosha means, Ashu means quick, Tosha means being pleased. Very quickly he becomes pleased. Just offer some water, some bilva leaves, fall at his feet, pray to him. Whatever offense you would have committed against him, he will be ready to forgive you. So this is the nature of a devotee. See, in the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this, Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukka sukha kshami. He is a kshami. Kshami means he forgives. He forgives. Adveshta is not envious of anyone. Because of the offense committed, yes, Veerabhadra came and the way he destroyed everything, that was required. That anger was required to teach them a certain lesson. Just like once Srila Prabhupada, like when he was staying in a place, I don't recollect where exactly, Prabhupada and other devotees are sitting. They heard from the neighborhood house, one lady, she is shouting at her son. He could make out, everyone could make out, the mother is scolding the child. But the reason they couldn't make out, usually it happens, some child would have committed some offense, the mother is scolding him. Later, they came to know through the housemaid. There was one housemaid who was serving in that house also, who was serving in this house also. Usually they do this. They bring the news from here to there, all those things. So that maid came and told that lady, she has got 2 sons. And the eldest son, he was severely sick. Maybe some typhoid. He was caught with typhoid and he was under very strict diet and some prescriptions were given by the doctor. So he was under medication and he was staying in a separate room on the 1st floor. And on that particular day, the mother, it seems she had prepared parathas. And somehow the elder son, he induced his younger brother to get some parathas for him. And his younger brother, he also he was to help his elder brother, in that sense, whatever. So he took some parathas from the kitchen and went and delivered it to him. And later mother came to know 4 parathas are missing and she came to know what had happened and nicely she is chastising the youngest son. So apparently looking, why the son is helping his elder brother to eat nice parathas? If we are ignorant, it may appear as if he is doing some help, but actually he is doing such a great disservice. He is severely sick, he is under strict medication, and what he was not supposed to eat, that was being delivered to him by his younger brother. So the mother was very angry at him. So this anger of the mother is justified because that son, the second son, he has to be taught a lesson. So getting angry, chastising him, punishing him, it is required for the benefit of that youngest son. So likewise, great personalities like Lord Shiva becoming angry, taking steps to the extent of creating Veerabhadra and sending him and chopping off Daksha's head and completely destroying the sacrificial arena, sometimes it may be required to teach, just like the devatas and other priests and all, a proper lesson. So, but in spite of that, by nature, Lord Shiva is very, very kind, very, very compassionate. He forgives the greatest of offenses. If anyone simply falls at his feet, begs for forgiveness, he is Ashutosha. Very quickly he'll become pleased. So it's a very, very important lesson we need to learn from this incident. Yes. So here, Prabhupada uses this term, without mental reservations, Parishuddha Chetasa. Parishuddha Chetasa, Prabhupada translates it as without mental reservations. So now we got the secret here. Even though offense is committed, go and fall at his feet, he'll forgive you. But how that surrender should be? Without any mental reservation. So now, if we try to understand what is surrender with mental reservation, then we'll be able to appreciate what is surrender without any mental reservation. Just like a person going and begging for forgiveness, but in his heart he is thinking that I have not committed anything. Simply, anyhow, I have to beg for forgiveness, let me do it. But actually, internally, he is not repentant. Then, it is said to be not without reservation. It is surrender with reservation, with mental reservation. Or just like some devotees tell some service to another devotee. The other devotee accepts, I'll do this, but with condition. You should relieve me from other service. Conditional surrender. The opposite of this is, what is said here, without mental reservations. Without any mental reservation. With a when will this come? Only with a repentant heart. Only when we accept the mistake with a repentant heart, how that repentance will be expressed. The first thing is to beg for forgiveness, and it doesn't stop there. Be prepared to to rectify the mistake committed. Some mistake we have committed, the other person is thoroughly hurt, or is being sufficiently, something wrong has happened. So we need to take steps to correct that, correct the wrong, which is to whatever extent it is done. So here in this case, of course, Mother Sati again bringing back may not be possible for other devatas and all. At least they were repentant thoroughly. And then third thing is that take steps so that next time we don't commit the same mistakes again. So this includes, all of these include surrender without any mental reservation. So this is what the devatas are doing here. They are very repentant. So with a repentant heart, all of you kindly go and surrender to Lord Shiva, beg for forgiveness, and then definitely He will forgive all of you. So this is the recommendation given by Lord Brahma. So as devotees we also, because surrender is such an important thing in a devotee's life. In fact, a devotee means his devotional life starts with surrender. Devotional life means surrender. No surrender means, that means even that whatever his devotional life has not started at all. So devotional life starts with surrender. But externally we would have surrendered, but like internally, knowingly, unknowingly, so many mental reservations may be there. We should check for ourselves. So at least we should check with the parameters given. The 6 principles of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpaha. Am I accepting things which are favorable for devotional service? Pratikulyasya varjanam. Am I rejecting those things which are unfavorable for my devotional service? And then Rakshati iti vishvaso. Krishna is my ultimate protector. Nobody else in this material world, including my own body, my mind, my intelligence, my skill, nothing can help me except for Krishna. He is my protector. Then Gopritve Varanam Tatha. Accept Krishna as one's maintainer. Whatever I am today, it is because of Him. My existence, the purpose itself is meant for serving Him. He is maintaining me. Then Dainya, be humble, not being proud, arrogant, being puffed up. No, we have to be humble. And finally, Atmanivedana. Atmanivedana means complete self-surrender, which includes having no desire which is apart from the desires of the Supreme Lord. Having no plans independent of the plan of the Supreme Lord. So this is said to be complete self-surrender. So as devotees, we need to check for ourselves. So here, I would like to narrate this from the Bhagavatam, wherein another great Mahajana, great devotee, Prahlada, how he surrendered and specifically offered prayers to Lord Narasimha Deva. So that context was how when Hiranyakashipu was killed, Lord Narasimha was very angry. He was burning with anger. Even Brahma, the other devatas, Mother Lakshmi, none of them could try to pacify him. They were successful in pacifying him. So finally Lord Brahma requested Prahlada, my dear Prahlada, it is because for you, you are the cause for the Lord's appearance. You go and try to pacify the Lord. So when he was being pushed by Lord Brahma, what was the mindset of Prahlada? Oh yes, you all couldn't do, I will do and show. Was this the, what was there in his mind? No. Let us very nicely, the first 5 verses of Prahlada Maharaja prayers, which we often chant. So this expresses the mind of Prahlada. What was his mindset when he started offering those prayers? So the first verse, we remember how Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddhaha Sattvaikatana Vachasam Pravahaihi. Brahma, Adi, the Brahma, other devatas, everyone who are all in high pure goodness, Vachasam Pravahaihi, with pravaha of nice glorification verses, they have tried to please the Supreme Lord, still they were unsuccessful. Kim toshtum arhati same harirugra jate. What can I do? I am born in a low family of demoniac people. How can I please the Supreme Lord, which all the other devatas, which they tried and they were unsuccessful? How can I be successful in my attempt? So this was his mindset. But still he continues. What does he say next? He says, Manye, but I know, I think. Dhana, Abhijana, Rupa, Tapa, Shruta, Oja, Teja, Prabhava, Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga. None of these things. Na aradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya. Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga, Tapa, Rupa, Dhana, Abhijana. None of these things can satisfy the Supreme Lord. But one thing the Lord will be satisfied with. What is that? Bhakti, devotion. Bhaktya tutosha. The way who did? Gajayuthapaya. Lord Gajendra did. Lord Gajendra was in the body of an animal. What to speak of his intelligence, Rupa, Tapa, Shruta, Oja. But Gajendra was able to satisfy the Lord just by offering prayers. So with devotion, definitely we can satisfy the Lord. In the first verse, Prahalada remembered his low position. In the second verse, he is thinking about how magnanimous the Lord is. He is not satisfied with any of these big lists, but with devotion, yes, the Lord will be satisfied. So that is the magnanimous position of the Supreme Lord. And then he says, Viprad Vishad Gunayutad Aravinda Nabha Padaravinda Vimukhat Shvapacham Varishtham. The Lord will not be pleased by any big Brahmanas, Vipra with all good qualities. No, if they are averse from surrendering to the Lord, they cannot do anything. But on the other hand, even a Shvapacha, a person born of a dog-eater's family, but he has dedicated his mind, his words, his actions, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord. Then such a person, though born in a dog-eater family, he can purify not only himself but his entire family. This is the greatness of surrendering to the Lord. Prahalada remembers this. And then he says, actually the Lord doesn't require our surrender, our glorification, anything. He doesn't require that. Naivatmanaha prabhurayam nijalava purnaha. He is nijalava purna, he is fully self-satisfied. He doesn't require our prayers, offering of our prayers and all. But still, by offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, one thing will happen. What is that? Yad yad jano bhagavate vidadhita manam tat tat cha atmane pratimukasya yathamukha shri. If a person involves in glorifying the Supreme Lord, what will happen is he himself will become purified. The example is given that of a mirror. A person looks at the mirror. If you decorate the person, automatically the reflection in the mirror will be decorated. Likewise, if we glorify the Supreme Lord, the devotee who is glorifying, he also becomes glorified. He also becomes pleased in heart. So, after thinking all of these things, finally Prahalada says, Tasmad. Tasmad means therefore. So he thought about one thing, he understood or remembered his low position, the magnanimous position of the Supreme Lord. With just devotion, pure devotion, he can be pleased. Even a person born in a dog-eater family, with devotion, he can please the Supreme Lord, purify his not only himself, his entire family. And there is no loss in glorifying the Supreme Lord. Why? Because any person who glorifies, Lord is not in requirement of our glorification, but any person who glorifies the Supreme Lord becomes he himself glorified or becomes pleased. Therefore, tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya. I shall give up all mental reservations and start glorifying the Supreme Lord. Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya sarvatmana mahigrinami yathamanisham. I shall glorify the Lord as far as my intelligence and mind allows. Nicho ajaya guna visarga manupravishtaha puyeta yena hipuman anuvarnitena. Any person who is under the clutches of the three modes of material nature, born of the bad association, whatever it may be, is past. But if he involves himself in glorifying the Supreme Lord, he will be purified. Therefore, I shall make an attempt now to glorify the Supreme Lord. So in this way, Prahalada begins offering prayers to Lord Narasimhadeva and tries to pacify him. So, this is how, as devotees, we need to learn lessons from such incidents, from the incident of Daksha, that we should be very careful not to commit offenses against other devotees. Still, so as I told you, this verse creates this fear and doesn't leave at that juncture. It gives a devotee hope also. It's not that we should become paranoid, we may commit some offenses, better be away from any devotee. No, we have to live in the association of devotees. All friction, many things may happen. What is recommended here, especially like a person like Lord Shiva, it's the greatest offense what these devatas have done. So go and fall at his feet, beg for forgiveness. Lord Shiva is Ashutosha, very quickly he will become pleased and he will forgive you. So this is the recommendation. So this verse gives us a lot of hope that whatever may happen in spiritual life, still a devotee can be hopeful. He can be hopeful. The Supreme Lord and devotees, they are all very merciful. They can quickly be pleased, and just by begging forgiveness from them, surrendering to them without mental reservations, yes, we can become the recipient of their mercy. So we'll conclude with this. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki,